Greetings everyone, and welcome back to the Bionicle Retro Review, and today we are looking at the Bara Queens, Cahdok and Gahdok, the big bads of 2002, and finally we are here to look at this set. And not only that we're going to look at this set, it's a brand new set, minus the box damages. I mean, what else are you going to do on a bid on eBay? But hey, it's still brand new, so let's already go ahead and just look at this. But first, let me get through the set number. Set number is 8558, and then, see the names Cahdok and Gahdok. Piece count 630, and retail price is I think $70. I am not 100% on that. I'll probably have it on screen somewhere, so you'll see the full price or how much it was. But I'm going with 70. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at the box, the damaged box. So on the back you have the Bara Queens doing their function of what they do and showing all the cool stuff, and then even at the bottom it shows you the combiner model, which I am not going to build. Do not ask me, because I'm not going to build that thing. But that's besides the point. On the top it's just the Bionicle.com. I'm not gonna flip it over because this box is already damaged. And yep, so you see both of them, Cahdok and Gahdok. Let's turn around, back over, just to the front. Yeah, nothing too special. But alright, let's actually open the box. Even the box is damaged as ooh. Yeah, this is not a pretty box. It is not. That it isn't. So have the tubes that we're going to be using, of course, and then we have the antennas, some advertisement material of Bionicle, and well, you can ship things to Lego to get the little magazines. Want those are the days. Yeah, let's look at that. Just get a nice shot of that and open it. And not like this stuff's gonna matter because you can't even go to this stuff anymore, do this anymore, so that's whatever. And we have Mindstorm. Anyone remember Mindstorm? I can't say that I remember that. And good God, all this advertisement stuff on the back. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not about to flip to this whole thing of, oh. Well, there is some advertisement for the bohrog, which we did a review of that already. And for 2001 with the Raihi and the Toa Mata, which did review that already, which is funny. And yep, just more of them on the back, and the Exotoa, which you already did a review, which is pretty cool, and it's more advertisement stuff on the back. And Mindstorm. Okay, let's get into the actual thing itself. Bag 2, bag 3. Golly, that is a thick bag. Bag 1 and bag 4. So there's 4 bags in all. The main instructions for Cahdok and Gahdok. Let's move that out the way because that is in my way. So main instructions, and they're in pretty good condition because brand new. Doesn't get better than brand new. Advertisement of Gahdok. No, Cahdok. That was Cahdok. This is Gahdok. Yes, the names are backwards for whatever reason. You usually associate the other way around. But anyway, let's look at the instructions. Just the advertisement for the Toa Nuva, which that will be next review, but that's not here today. But I am going to do a speed build of all this, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. And when I'm done with that, we'll go ahead and do the review. Yeah. And here we have the Bohrog Queens and their very massive glory. It's good to see them together in their full form, if you will. But anyway, let's where can I start with this? I kind of want to talk about the story a little bit, just, you know, for context, since they're like the main bad guys. Why not for 2002? Let's just kind of get a little bit into that, because why not? So, the Bohrog Queens, they have the power of the 6 Bohrog breeds, so they have all their powers, and they have their own abilities, which is they can cast illusions or something like that, and it's kind of cool sounding. I'm like, they can cast illusions, but, you know, and so that's pretty cool in their abilities and all that stuff. And apparently in the story, they were actually awakened too early thanks to Makuta, so, and their job was to, you know, clean the island. So, you know, they had little regard of anyone on the island, so they were just like, okay, well, is this the call? I think this is the call. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and do this. So yeah, it's kind of a mess with them. So they were working prematurely along with the Bohrog, thanks to Makuta, so he kind of screwed everything up. But of course, that was a part of his master plan. Ooh. But enough with the story. Let's actually get into the set. So starting off with the pros, we have their size. Well, that's a double-edged sword. I'll explain later. But their size is pretty decent. They're big, they're massive, they're intimidating. They look pretty fierce. So that's a pro in my opinion. Another pro would be that they're, of course, their amazing function, where you just press right here and their necks go outward. And that's pretty neat, of course, because that's like their best part, because that's their main function. And I know Cahdok does not have the tubes, because this was supposed to be brand new, but apparently when I got it, I did not realize it was only 2 of the tubes instead of 4 of them. So I have to now bricklink that, but hopefully that won't bother too much of anyone. That won't bother me too much. So honestly, it makes them look different, because aside from that, they're pretty much the same thing. But another pro will be that their color schemes. It's a nice, you know, it's the solid colors, and there's some recolors of some of the Bohrog pieces, mainly just the claws. It's Parok's claws, but it's recolored into blue and red, which I think that's really cool, and it makes sense for them because it looks like toes. And then not only that, I really like I guess the overall design, because they actually use Bohrog pieces, and it makes a lot of sense for them to have Bohrog pieces, because they're supposed to be the queen, so they have to look somewhat reminiscent of a Bohrog. So I like that. And they have the arms and the feet, so pretty good, pretty good. And trying to think of another pro. I can't think of much of anything. I mean, they're good sets. I really do like them. It's just I can't think of much of anything else. Like, okay, yes, they have. Oh, I can. They have absolute leg articulation. You can actually bend their legs and their feet. It makes a horrible ratchety sound, but they can bend their legs and feet up and down. Yeah, let me fix that. But yeah, so that's pretty neat right there. So all in all, these are really good sets. I mean, I like them a lot. I like them a lot more than I was initially thinking that I was, because I thought, looking at them, I was like, who really cares about these guys? I don't care about them. I don't need them. But actually looking at them and building them for myself, I'm like, okay, I can see how people like this. And now I'm another person that actually like these 2 sets. Well, it's 1 set, but 2 models in 1 set, even though they're the same. But unfortunately, with all things that are good, they can't be always good. I hope that makes sense. Let's get into the cons. The cons are as follow. They are identical. Identical. Aside from literally their head antennas and the ring around their eyes, because Cahdok's is black and Gahdok's is gray. That, and of course their red and blue color scheme. That's it. of difference. They are absolutely the exact same model. Not a single difference anywhere to be heard or spoken of. I mean, I think it's very reminiscent of, you know, the Rahis of last year, literally, of 2001. And, oh yeah, forgot to mention that their function reminds me a lot of Muwaka and Connie Rod, because, you know, you kind of press the backs and their neck snap forward. Forgot to mention that. That one reminds me of. But anyway, but yeah, they're very much like the Rahis back then, because ironically, it's one set with two models in it, two figures, if you will, and they're identical. Aside from color scheme, they're identical. No real differences to be actually noted. Secondly, their legs are really spindly. Like, their legs are really, really thin. I don't get. I mean, I get why, sort of ish, because I mean, it's kind of hard to put armor plates and stuff like that on there, but I kind of wish they beefed it up just a little bit. But I guess, what are you really gonna do in this? But I don't know. I feel like they could have thought of something, but that's just me. Another con, I have to say that the little game, if you will, that they play, where you take out the little piece at the bottom, which is right there. It is extremely hard to do that because their jaws don't really click like that. It's really hard to get that to grab right here and pull it out. And even if you do manage to do that, it is a absolute nightmare to pull that out and put it back in. Not pull it out, but put it back in. Don't take that out of context. Put that back in, it's really hard because you have to push down on it's this piece in the middle that when you try to push it back in, it's really hard. I don't like it, and it feels like you're almost breaking it when you try to put it back in. I am not a fan of that. That's something that I just cannot get behind. I'm sitting here like, no, I probably won't ever do that ever, because it's only a pain to do it. I mean, it's a cool mechanism. When you pull it out, they actually are locked and they can't do the function, but it's only a pain to put it back in to do the function again. So I really wouldn't recommend doing it. Just don't even bother, for real. I mean, unless you really just want to, but no, you don't need to. And lastly, I will feel like they're kind of small. Like, side by side, they're pretty cool and they look cool. Like, yeah, but let's just move Cahdok to the side and put just randomly Gahdok. We put a Toa right here beside it, and it's not too much taller than the Toa. I mean, yeah, it's bigger because, yeah, but if you really look at it, it's not much taller than a Toa. It's like, when you look at it, you're expecting them to be like super huge, but they're not. It's kind of just their size. I want to see if I can stand it up and see, would that make a difference in height. I mean, yeah, but it's not gonna look right standing up like that. It just isn't. I mean, and still, it's not even that much taller than a Toa. It's kind of short relatively, but yeah, not the biggest sets, but I mean, they're not the smallest. Actually, I think they're like the 5th biggest set, not combo, but set of Bionicle. I do believe that. I heard that somewhere, but I don't know. That remains to be seen. But that's about it, I believe. I think that will finish and wrap up this review. Oh yeah, and the score I give this is, I'll give it give it like an 8. Let's say an 8-0. Just an 8-0. Flat 8-0. It's pretty good. It's actually, you know, one of the better sets. I say I kind of recommend getting it because they're only going to get more expensive as time goes on. And like, I was lucky to get this set relatively brand new. I would say, yeah, brand new, because it's only missing 2 pieces, but yeah, brand new for $200. That's still a lot to pay for just some Bionicles. or Lego in general, but still, on average, the new prices for a brand new one is 400 to 500. So yeah, you want to go used. A used one is just like 150, 180, give or take, but brand new, yes, you're gonna pay out a lot. So maybe just get this, maybe just get it, what's the word I'm looking for? Just used, because getting it new is just not even worth it. But that will finish the review here today, ladies and gentlemen, and join me next time when I look at the final sets of 2002, which is the Toa Nuva. That was my actual former second favorite Toas, until, you know, these other Toas I've seen that we will get to in later years that I will not mention here, but I don't want to say it now because I kind of want to save the surprise on that. But they're my second favorite, so I don't want to be biased on that, but join me there and I'll talk about that then. So that's a review. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next Bionicle Retro review.
Hidden in their cocoons, the bohrog have slumbered for eons. Now, at last, they have awakened. 6 breeds, each with their own unique powers. Rolled into a sphere, they are virtually invulnerable to all threats. Unfolded, they display great strength and agility. When their fierce swarms appear all over the island of Matanui, they will crumble mountains to dust, level jungles, and unleash floodwaters. Alone, each bohrog is a menace. Together, they pose a threat to the very existence of the island. The bohrog's greatest secret lies behind their faceplates, the Krana, strange beings whose special powers fuel the bohrog swarms. The Krana are living creatures housed inside the shells of the bohrog. It's believed the Krana provide the guiding intelligence to the swarms. When a bohrog's faceplate is opened, the Krana can launch itself and attach leech-like to the face of its adversary. It can then assume control of its opponent's body, forcing its victim to serve the swarm. Only by unlocking the mystery of the Krana will the Toa be able to defeat the bohrog. If you wake one, you wake them all.